Hey, Matt here, Red Rear Defense. How's it going today? Today we're going to talk about a 22 pistol. 22s, yippity-doo-dah, that's what some people say. No, I like 22s. Let me start by saying this, and I like to remind people of this. Everything you see here that I've got in my videos, they're either stuff that's come through my shop to be worked on or fixed or something of that nature, or something I've picked up that I wanted to restore. Most of it is, if it's new stuff, it's bought by me, the shop, and it's part of our inventory. So nobody's sending me anything for free, which is unfortunate. Everything in here is paid for, and hopefully to be sold. So what that means is I can pretty much tell you what I think. I'm not beholden to anybody for any opinions, and I don't care what anybody says. Somebody's sending you something for free to check out, then I'm going to find some things that are good to say about it because I want them to keep sending me stuff. That's just the way it is. So unless it's me, I probably wouldn't have a whole lot of stuff sent to me because I try to be honest about it and say, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and I'd rather get honest opinion than have to rely on something that I get for nothing. Anyway, that's the point. All right. I've been looking for a 22, and not just any old 22. I love 22s. I love Ruger single sixes, to be specific, and I have a few of them. And specifically, I like the old models more than I like the new models, but I like them all. However, I've decided at some point in time to pick up a rimfire suppressor. So it just kind of, I was looking through my own personal stash and realized that while I have some rifles that are threaded, I really don't have any handguns with threaded barrels at all, period. Never needed them, never cared about them because I never had a suppressor or any kind of muzzle device that I wanted to put on them. So now I decided to get a rimfire suppressor, and so I'm kind of stuck. I want to shoot them with my rifle, sure, but I really like a handgun that I could affix my suppressor to and go out and just plink around with it and just see how it works. So that means I'm going to have to get something that's threaded. So I started looking for different threaded options. Of course, Ruger came to mind, FN came to mind. There's a bunch of threaded options out there, and one that I didn't immediately think about was Taurus. Now, in the way past, years past, I was not a huge Taurus fan, but I will tell you this: in the last 5 or 7 or 10 years, maybe, their quality control has gone up tremendously. Their research and development has gone up tremendously. They've really come out with some pretty good stuff. And it's all, customers like it because generally it's reasonable. They remind me kind of a young Ruger company back when everything was really not that expensive, but they really tried hard to put out a really quality product. Not that they don't now, because they do. But they were filling the need, so to speak. And nowadays everything's a lot more expensive. They do have some inexpensive options, but everything is a lot more expensive than it used to be. Taurus is trying to pick up some of that niche, I guess, for producing some things that are good quality and they don't cost a ton of money. So I've shot a lot of Tauruses over the years for various reasons. I've just never really, I've owned one. I have a model 82 and 38, and it's an older model. I'm a sucker for revolvers, and I picked that up at auction a while back just because it was a good price and I liked it. So there you have it. Anyway, so I'm looking for this something to work with my new suppressor, which I'll go through that whole process later because I'm going to do a video on the suppressor, and then I'm going to do a video of actually shooting different handguns, hopefully, and rifles with the suppressor. So we're going to have some suppressor themed videos here coming up pretty soon. My suppressor's ready. I've just got to go pick it up. But in the meantime, here I am trying to think about what am I going to shoot because I don't have any handguns. And this just kind of came up. And so in 2019, and I've had several of these come through my shop and sold a good many of them. Taurus came out with something called the TX22. It was a small, they had a compact and a full size. So it was a polymer striker fired 16+1 capacity polymer 22 rimfire pistol. Striker, like I said, striker fired pistol. In 2019 it came out, and it was actually named Handgun of the Year by Guns and Ammo. I read a lot of the reviews about how it shot well. The groupings were nice. I think their group at 25 yards was about 2 inches, but they did say that they thought somebody with more dedication and better ammo and better skills could probably done a little bit better. And I've never had anybody complain about it. I've always thought it was a neat little pistol. One of the things that I remembered about it is it came with a threaded barrel adapter, which means the barrel itself wasn't necessarily threaded, but there was an adapter you could put on the barrel to pick up a thread. I wasn't really sure how that worked, and I just remembered seeing it, and I thought, okay, well that ought to be interesting. Maybe I can get that to work. So I was looking around thinking about that, because there are very inexpensive pistols, and this is something I was buying for me personally. So, you know, money's an object, right? Well, come to find out, in the last little while, Taurus has come out with we're kind of revamped the TX22, all right? And so what I ended up picking up was like the new version of the TX22. This is called the Taurus 2 TX22. And it's pretty neat. So we're going to kind of go through this box. It won't take but a few minutes. There's nothing hardly in the box. Well, I've already actually emptied the box. But not a whole lot comes in this box. And you'll see why, because there's not a whole lot that needs to come in this box. So, like I said, the name of this is the Taurus. It's the 2 TX22. It is an optic ready series. It's the Toro, T-O-R-O, Taurus optic ready option. So the pistol is optic ready. And it comes with one 16-round magazine, just like the regular TX22. And it also comes with one 22-round magazine. So that's 22 and 16 is 38, plus 2 in the chamber of either given one. That's 40 rounds. That's almost a whole box of 22 in one shot. Now I know, you know, there's magazines out there for everything. You can extend this or whatever. I can get other magazines for this, but still, that's a pretty good option. 22 rounds for something that I want to play around with a suppressor. That gives me a lot of, you know, I don't have to change magazines near as often. So that's pretty cool. And the thing does come with a threaded barrel. So let's talk about what's in the box first. Here's your box. Comes with the obligatory lock. You knew about that. What is this? Ah, look at there. Manual. All the good stuff comes in the manual. There's a coupon offer for a red dot. For a laser and a holster. Activate your warranty. Join the NRA, which I do recommend. We'll do another video on NRA and some of the other Second Amendment groups. Good something to look for. Anyway, here's my obligatory little note. Here's a manual. When you get a weapon, a firearm of any type, and it's new, it's going to come with a manual. It should anyway. If it doesn't, then you need to call the factory, call the manufacturer, or send them an email or something. They'll send you one for free. I don't know of anybody that charges for these. If you buy a used firearm and you don't have a manual for it, look it up online. You can either find one online a lot of times, or again, call the manufacturer. They'll send you one. If the manufacturer is no longer in existence, unfortunately, a lot of times you'll be able to find a manual online somewhere. Somebody's made a copy of it or downloaded it somewhere or uploaded it somewhere, so you can download it. But anyway, please take a minute, read the thing. See, it ain't that big. It's like reading a comic book, all right? A lot of pictures in this thing. But it tells you a lot of good information. How to load it, how to fire it, how to operate it, how to clear a jam, how to strip it for cleaning, how to clean it, how to troubleshoot it in case you have a problem with it. And it usually gives you, there we go, usually gives you even a breakdown on parts so that you know what you're looking at. So anyway, take a minute, read the manual. It's important, okay? Please, do yourself a favor. All right, what else we got? We have one of these, magazine speed loader. Everybody seems to do that now. Here's your magazines. You'll notice one is a flat base magazine, that's 16 rounds. One's an extended base magazine, that's 22 rounds of 22. That's pretty cool. And here we go. Here's the Taurus itself. No magazine. I'm clear. Just to make sure. So here's an overall view. I'm going to hold that up so you can see it. Hopefully you can see it decently. The Taurus TX22. Now this is a full size. This is not a compact by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a full size. So you see how it really fits my hand pretty good. I don't have the biggest hands, but I don't have small hands either. But you see, I'm all up in here, and I don't need that extra magazine with this one. If it's a compact version, I kind of need that extra little bump that the magazine gets. So there's the 16 rounder. See, not a problem there. Every single time when I'm being watched, that thing goes in there wrong. It's got to be some kind of conspiracy. There's your 22 rounder. Now you see you've got some overhang there. That's not really a big deal. You figure you load this thing up with 22 long rifle cartridges, you're going to get a little bit of weight out of it. The thing only weighs, I don't even think it weighs 2 pounds. The original TX22 weighed 1 pound and 1 ounce. And I think this is a little bit heavier, but not by much. But you see you've got a little bit of overhang with the extended magazine, but no big deal. Let's do this. Take a look. You'll see there's your threaded barrel. Now I have not taken the cap off. It is pretty tight. I've tried. I'm going to have to get a wrench on it, and I don't feel like doing that yet. So I'll be taking that off sooner or later. Interestingly enough, if you look on the top of the slide, you'll see there's some cutouts. Now, I'm assuming that's weight, for weight purposes, to keep it down. It's probably help a little bit with heat too, because if you go through 1,022 rounds now, I don't know, am I going to shoot 1,000 rounds at a time? I don't know, but I know 22 gets just as hot as everything else. So if you're going to shoot a lot, that's not a bad thing. A little heat, let a little heat escape. You have, there's your sights. It's 1 dot. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's your dot on your front sight. There's no dots on your rear sight. That is something I would probably change. I like a brighter, or at least an outline on the rear sight. But let's see. I don't know how this, honestly, I don't know how these sights are going to work with the suppressor, because I don't have the measurements of the suppressor right in my hand, and I don't know if they're going to be covered up by the suppressor when I put it on here or not. We will see. We will find that out. On the other hand, if you notice, this is an optic cut. It's optic ready, like I've said before. I may end up putting a red dot or something on here anyway if these sights are covered up by the suppressor, if they're unusable. Now, I know that on the FN these sights are taller, and they do that specifically for a suppressor. I don't know whether I'm going to need them or not, so we'll see. If I have to put a red dot on it, I will. I'm not big on red dots either. These sights are, I'm going to assume, I know these are driftable, that's all, but I'm going to assume that I can take these out if I decide to put some aftermarket sights on it. Maybe I can get some taller sights. I don't know. That's something to look into. Let's see what else we got. We have an ambidextrous external safety. That makes a lot of people happy because there is a safety on the thing. I mean, it feels good. It feels like a pretty nice pistol. I don't have any problem with it. It's pretty simple. It feels good in my hand. I really look forward to shooting it and seeing how it shoots. And I'm really looking forward to putting the suppressor on and seeing how that works. So, and whatever I find that I like the best is what's going to wear the suppressor all the time. I want to find something that I can put it on and leave it, because I don't feel like re-zeroing it every time I take it on and off. I mean, even though I'm just playing around with it, I'm not going to be shooting anything serious with it. But once I get it in where I want it, I just want to leave it alone. So, we'll see. All right, that's that. That's the Taurus 2 TX22, 22 round striker fired, threaded barrel, optic ready, rim fire pistol. And it's not quite as cheap or inexpensive. I won't say cheap. It's not quite as inexpensive as the TX22, but it is. I think the MSRP on this is like $363 or $365 or something like that. So probably this is going to sell somewhere in the $335 to $345 range. I don't see it going high as $350, but I could be wrong. I don't remember what the price was of it right off the top of my head. Still a pretty inexpensive pistol, considering the Ruger, and I bring up Ruger again as an example, the 2245 Light, the new Mark IVs, they're beautiful pistols. I love them to death. They're $600, $650. I mean, $300, $600. Take your pick. You can work with that. And I you know, I do want to get a 2245 Light. Those are the ones that I'm talking about, because I like the feel of it, those two. And I'd like to have one of those that's nice and threaded, so I could play around with that too. Maybe an FN, which is also more expensive than this. This is more in the price range of the Glock 44, which also came to mind because you have to, I think they make a model with the threaded barrel now. Previously, I think you had to actually buy the threaded barrel separately to put it in the 44. So maybe I'll look into that. I may end up with one of those to test too. I don't know. Just keep your eyes open for future videos, and we'll see how that goes. All right, that's it. That's all I got. That's the Taurus 2 TX22. Thanks for watching this. Please subscribe if you haven't. That button is up there somewhere. Pass it on to anybody. Feel free to subscribe to my website at redroodefense.com. I try to send out newsletters. I have been pretty slack about that in the last year or so. I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to do more videos. I got a lot of good ideas, so I'm trying to get those made. And you can ping me here. You can get me on social media. You can call me. You can text me. This is what I do. All my contact information is on my website. So if you have any questions or comments, you know, put them out there or send them to me or whatever. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I love talking to people. That's just the way it is, the way I am. So, yeah, feel free to contact me if you have any questions or comments. Thanks again for watching. Till I see you again, y'all have a good day.